Okay, this goes hand in hand with right here. I have never show up for a date drunk. It's just bad form. This is very specific. And the reason is every woman has had some experience with an alcoholic, be it a parent, um, a family member, their brother, a boyfriend, even in high school, even in college, especially in college. But they've dealt with a guy who drinks too much regularly, and it's a huge pain in the ass, a huge red flag. And every girl, I mean, one of my standard questions say, "Hey, tell me about your worst date." And and inevitably, I'd say at least more than half of them were some guy showing up from playing golf all day and just came off the golf course, and he's been out there for 10 hours, and he's literally just like stumbling drunk. And that's how he shows up for the date on a Saturday night. They show up too drunk to fuck, and too drunk to be out on a date, and they're a mess. So don't do it. It's just bad form. If you need a drink at the house to kind of take the edge off, that's understandable. But don't drink to excess before you get there, because it's not going to go well. You want to have your head about you. And again, this reiterates, girls have all had at least one bad experience with a full-blown alcoholic. Monitor your intake, especially on the first date. They're watching, they're looking for this. And I don't care how old a girl can be, like 19 or 20. She's already had a bad time with some dude, especially if she doesn't know you. She's not going to be able to predict how you act when you get hammered. And that's not good. So you want her to be able to relax and know that you're in control. If anything, when it comes to alcohol, and we say alcohol is sex fuel, and it is, girls need like a drink or two to kind of like take the edge off, gives them a little bit of plausible deniability. I wouldn't have done that, but I'd had a couple drinks. That's how they explained to her girlfriends how she ended up sleeping with you on your first date. I had a couple drinks, and we went back to his apartment, and it just happened. And that's the story. But you have to help her create that story. And you can't do it if you're hammered. So you need to have your head about you. You have to watch your intake, and you have to watch her intake. Because if you're carrying her through the street, it's going to be a bad night. And it happens all the time, because girls get nervous when they're out on a date, and then they just keep drinking. So you have to keep an eye on her as well. But remember, all girls have had at least one bad experience with a full-blown alcoholic. And just think about, all you need is one bad experience, and it kind of sticks with you. You try to avoid anything that even looks like that, or that has the potential to be that. So monitor your intake, especially on the first date, but you also need to keep an eye on her intake, because girls are petite. They'll try to go drink for drink with you sometimes. And then the next thing you know, you've got this drunk girl. You can do nothing but put her into an Uber and send her home. And none of that's good. So you want her to be able to still keep her head about her. This moving picture says they usually end up marrying them and having their children. This is true. Alcoholics are kind of like criminals. They're unpredictable. They're kind of exciting. But again, if she's in front of you and she's had that experience already, she probably does not want to live through it again. So that's the real deal. Girls have all had at least one bad experience with a full-blown alcoholic. Monitor your intake, especially on the first date. And I hope that helps. If you guys, let's see, if we